Hello, it's week 14 of season 6 of the Andy Griffith Show. This week's episode title is The Church Organ. Barney, what's up this week? Andy and Ultie and Aunt Dee are getting ready to go to church. And they're talking about the old broken down church organ and about how nervous Clara is, the organist, about how well it may or may not work this morning. The keys have been sticking. And it turns out this morning in the last hymn, the keys stick again. And Clara gets real upset. And Aunt Dee invites her over to lunch to try to make her feel better, but she don't feel better. At Andy's house, Clara won't eat, and she says she's never going to play that organ again.
And the people with her at the time say the church can't afford to buy a new organ right now, but they agree to form a committee to try to find a replacement.
Yeah, Warren finds a used one for sale in the Mount Tarlet Theater for $2,000. And he tells Andy he can probably get them to come down on the price. So he and Andy call up, and then they drive out there. And they offer him $1,200, which is all the money in their church treasury, but Mr. Robinson, the guy selling it, won't come down on the price. And Andy says, please hold it for us for 24 hours.
Yeah, and they go back and meet with the leading businessmen of the town and to try to raise the rest of the money. And all the guys agree to pledge $150 each.
So they tell the seller that the money is coming, and they get the organ for next Sunday's service. And it plays beautifully, and everybody's real happy with it. But then Warren backs out on his pledge, and so do Floyd and all the other folks who pledged, including Ultie and his 60 cents, because he says Johnny Tall, the boy that owes him the money, hasn't paid him back yet. And so they start to take the organ back to the cellar, and Clara cries.
And they return it to Mr. Robinson, but Clara goes with them to try to talk to him to see whether she can convince him to let them keep it until they get the money.
Yeah, she finds out Mr. Robinson is single, and then she asks him whether or not she can play it one more time. And he says yes, so she plays Some Enchanted Evening on it, and she sings while she gazes into his eyes. So Mr. Robinson lets them keep it, and then he comes to their church as a guest next Sunday to watch Clara play it.
And then he comes to Sunday dinner at Andy's house.
And as he's leaving, he says, just get the money to me when you can. And then Ultie comes in, and we can see he's been fighting. Turns out he was fighting Johnny Tall to get his 60 cents back so he can honor his pledge to the organ extents.
We'll see you next week for episode 15.